Yeah, that's yours.
Wait, I can't really hear John now.
How you doing there, John?
I'm sorry. I'm just pairing my Bluetooth headphones.
Oh.
Can I get a mic check from John?
Mic check 1 2. How do I sound?
You're just really quiet on my.
Yeah, you are really quiet.
Is that on your side, or is that something I can do on my end?
I think it's on John's side.
They have the new weird gooey thing. Okay, here. Hold on. Let me see if I can boost myself.
Just talk louder.
All right. Is that better?
Oh my God,
Jesus
that's so much
Christ!
better.
What the
Or
fuck?
no?
Yeah, but
That's
now
insane.
Did I lose you guys?
no, but okay. What was that noise? There's like a loud whooshing sound a second ago.
Uh-oh.
Now John's too much noise.
Should I readjust it a little bit?
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ!
just bring it down a notch.
John, you're so loud.
Just bring it down a notch.
All right, hold on. I don't even know how I got to the menu that Okay, hold on. Related settings.
What setting what menu are you on? Is this like just built into your microphone or?
No, I'm trying to. The Windows 10 menu is like the crazy GUI.
That's so loud. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Good Games Podcast. I'm James.
I'm Leo.
I'm John.
Oh, John's back. Whoa.
John is back.
John's back because we're discussing the Electronic Entertainment Expo, otherwise known as E3.
Beep, 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 beep.
Excited to be here, you guys.
Yeah.
You sound excited. You sound thrilled.
I'm very excited.
Oh my God. All right.
What a crazy E3 that was. I
Yeah.
can't believe that Nintendo announced Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it when Sony announced the Mario crossover with Halo and
Right.
Crash
Wait,
Bandicoot. And
don't-
could you guys believe it when Microsoft during their press conference announced that they're quitting the video games industry completely? They're done. They're just done. And they're quitting the PC industry. They're done. They're closing up Windows. They're done with it.
They said everyone uses Linux anyways.
Yes,
So.
exactly. Bill Gates is taking his money. He's done. He's out. Spending all of his money on hookers.
It's a good thing I actually watched this because right now I would be like completely losing my shit if I hadn't seen this.
I don't think any of that stuff happened.
I don't think that's accurate. No.
Okay, let's okay, so in order of the conferences, we had our good friends Electronic Arts. They were on Saturday afternoon. They opened their conference. Oh boy, we're already excited for this. They opened their conference with Battlefield 5. Are we feeling Battlefield 5?
Well, we talked about in our last episode with John Shahada. Go back and take a listen to our FPS episode. We talked about how much of a fan I am of the Battlefield series as a whole. Mm-hmm. So I will sugarcoat this with, to say that, of course, I will buy and play any Battlefield that is released. However, this one's gotten a lot of flack.
Yeah. Hey, guess what, Leo? This Battlefield 5 is going Battle Royale.
Oh.
Are we feeling that?
Like, it just seems like they're really going after, like, all of the trendy things in the shooter world. Mm-hmm. Just to try to, like, ride the money train a little bit. Yep. Kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Chasing the trend.
I was watching some of the montages of E3 afterwards, and there's a lot of clips of an audible groan from the audience when they did that announcement.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
And I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, are people really that upset about Battle Royale? But
it just comes across like, I don't know, just very, businessy and
trendy.
Yeah, it's trendy.
It's definitely chasing the money, but honestly, on the whole, I thought this E3 had way less Battle Royale than I thought there was going to be, and there was still a decent amount of Battle Royale stuff going on.
Yeah, that's true. It could have been worse.
So after that, they announced that there is a Star Wars game coming from Respawn, which we knew, but we saw no trailer, no gameplay. The only thing we got was a title. It is Jedi Fallen Order.
Ooh.
That's
And,
interesting you said Respawn.
Uh-huh.
You know, because previous games were all by DICE.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
this could be it could be promising.
We went into Sea of Solitude, which honestly I thought was the most interesting looking game to me during the EA conference. That was the indie game with the really interesting art style.
Right. Yeah, the art style looks really interesting for that. Like kind of dark-ish, the color palette and stuff. I'm intrigued.
Then we had Command and Conquer. We spent a long time on Command and Conquer Rivals, which is a mobile phone game, and then we saw a gameplay demo of that. My interest was piqued when I heard Command and Conquer, but I wasn't feeling the mobile game at all.
Right, Command and Conquer is a big name. Like
Right.
I'll play me some Command and Conquer, but then you slap on like a mobile onto any game, and I'm like, I don't know.
I just want to say I'm very disappointed with what they've done with Command and Conquer. Like that is like a cherished childhood franchise of mine, and
sure.
they're beating it to death basically. Like if it wasn't already dead, they just basically resurrected it to kill it again.
They're slapping the Command and Conquer name on it to generate some interest.
But that's not what anyone who loves Command and Conquer wants. It's a mobile game.
Right.
Yeah. We had a lot of sports games announcements. Madden, NBA, FIFA. I'm not a sports game guy. Not really. So whatever. Then we closed the conference with Anthem, which looks like BioWare's take on Destiny. John, you expressed some interest in Anthem, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned Destiny. I think a lot of the major game developers are trying to do their own version of that. Like I think before Destiny, there was The Division, which is probably also a very similar comparison to that game. And I mean, I think it looks really promising.
Okay.
It looks about as interesting as Destiny did for me, which is null.
I'm gonna have to side with Leo on that one.
The theme is a little more different. Like it has like a Titanfall-esque theme to it with the jungles and the mech suits and
yeah. You've got the cool mech suits and stuff. I think it's just that style of gameplay for me. It just doesn't do much for me, like the co-op shooter thing.
I mean, that's great for people who love that type of game. We will see if Anthem turns out to be a thing, but that is just not what I'm interested in.
Yeah. So should we give like each major conference like an overall score or something?
Yeah. What are we doing on 1 to 5, 1 to 10, 1 to 100, 1 to 13?
A through F.
A through F. Are we giving letter grades?
Okay. Yeah, I like letter grades.
I'm gonna give that a big old D.
Damn.
Wow.
D for damn. There just wasn't anything in there for me personally, other than maybe Sea of Solitude. We'll see what that turns out to be. And maybe Jedi Fallen Order, but I barely count that because there was nothing shown.
Yeah, I mean, take these gradings with a grain of salt because I'm sure they're going to be highly opinionated grades for each of us.
That's our job as reviewers or critics or podcast hosts is to provide our opinions and,
I will land on a C-. Overall average, I think maybe I would have gone to full average if I got to actually see more about this Jedi game. But as it stands, I'm not terribly excited, but it just seems like, typical EA stuff.
Yeah, I would probably give EA around a C myself. I think the only thing that really piques my interest is Anthem, and it's hard to say what that game is going to be. I'm not sure if it's releasing this year, but I think we're far out still.
All right. The next conference was, I believe, Sunday afternoon. Yes, Sunday afternoon was Microsoft's, and holy moly, there's a lot of games in here. So we're gonna have to, I don't know,
let's
just touch
hit
on
some major ones, maybe.
Well, we'll hit some major ones. So they opened up. I mean, they opened up swinging because we got Halo Infinite. Leo, you and I played some Halo back in college. It was fun, but I just don't see me picking up another Halo game at this point, unless you guys get really into it or something.
I will probably never play another Halo game.
Oh, poor Master Chief. He's crying right now in his helmet.
I'd give it a shot.
There you go. All right. There we got one Halo fan between the three of us. The next one, you guys. I had a slight heart attack because the opening title card
Of Dark
had the
Souls.
name of the developer From Software, and this turned out to be a game we saw a little bit of earlier last year at the Game Awards. This turned out to be Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, which looks like a samurai game, Leo. Samurai.
Well, more accurately, ninja, but yes.
It's a ninja samurai. I don't know what's going on because the guy, his left arm is like half grappling hook. He can like shoot grappling hooks out of his arm. He can, fly around. He can grapple onto enemies. This game got me pretty excited. I'll admit most of it just has to do with my love of the developer and their games. But what'd you guys think of Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice?
The grappling hook looks really interesting, and from a Souls, like it's not supposed to be a Souls game, and I think they explicitly stated that. But just as a fast-paced third-person brawler, like with difficulty, I assume that's going to be elements of the game. The faster stuff is what I'm really into. Like I played Bloodborne, and I mentioned Dark Souls 3 to you earlier, James. But yeah, I like the faster Souls game, and this kind of looks like something along those lines.
It does. It looks very fast paced. Maybe even faster than Bloodborne. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot faster paced. I will say this much: I like this trend of samurai themed games because I feel like we don't have enough of those in this world. So if we can keep that going over the next couple of years, and hopefully eventually one day the perfect samurai game for Leo will come out.
New map and some updates for PUBG. Are you guys excited about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait to play it.
I mean, I'd be more excited if they like fixed their damn game.
Microsoft announced that they had acquired a lot of studios, and
Yes.
we got a lot of applause for that. And I was like, "What? Yay! Corporate acquisition! Yay!" What? They had purchased, among several others, Ninja Theory, who developed Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and a couple other studios, which I don't remember because my notes are bad.
They also developed the last Devil May Cry.
Well, speaking of Devil May Cry, that was the next game, DMC 5. You guys play Devil May Cry?
I played the first one, I think.
I played a bit of 4 in the reboot.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of the trailer for DMC 5?
Looks good. Looks really good. I'm excited to play it. The whole thing is the people are upset at the last Devil May Cry game because the way they changed Dante, and he kind of looks similar in this game, and no one really commented on that. But maybe I'm blind, and maybe he doesn't look that similar. But the gameplay looks really good nonetheless. Yeah.
We have more DLC for Cuphead coming, which I'm excited about. I didn't finish Cuphead, but I enjoyed what I played. It's very hard. It's a very hard shoot 'em up platformer, but the selling point is the gorgeous hand-drawn emulation of a 1930s cartoon, like old Disney cartoons. All of the game just looks if you're not aware of Cuphead, just Google some footage of Cuphead. The game looks amazing.
Does look good.
Yeah. Then we had there was a Gears of War fake out because we had the Gears of War logo, but then they announced a Gears of War cross Funko Pop game.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I was just confused by this. I mean.
Well, before that, they announced the Gears of War
tactical game. Yeah, the tactical strategy game.
Yeah.
Yes, my order might be slightly wrong here.
Yeah, so like they kind of double baited us as the audience. No one was expecting a Gears of War game, and then you saw the logo, you saw the characters, but you didn't see the gameplay, and you're like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
And then boom, they dropped the Gears 5 trailer, which was kind of unexpected in my opinion.
Thoughts on the Gears of War 5 trailer? Good, bad, excited, burnt out?
So apparently you're playing as a female character as the main character this time around, which is interesting because the game is very manly, I guess.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of masculinity in that game. Just big, jacked, ripped, muscly dudes chainsawing people. Yeah.
Can we please like just cut that and save that somewhere? I wanna have that like as a soundbite on the radio. Ripped, jacked, muscly dudes
chainsawing each other.
That should be the title of the podcast.
Yes.
That will be the episode title, yes.
Awesome.
E3 2018, big ripped, jacked, muscly dudes.
Referring to us
then we
reviewing the E3.
Yes,
yes.
The trio of us
yes.
are big, jacked, ripped, muscly dudes chainsawing each other. So then we saw another trailer I was excited about. We saw Cyberpunk 2077, which is this is the RPG coming from CD Projekt Red, makers of the Witcher games. They this game was announced forever ago, and we finally got some trailer and a little bit of gameplay, and I'm stoked.
Yeah, this
cool.
looks like super interesting, man.
I heard the game's first person.
Some people were upset about the fact that I guess they're locking it to first person, and I guess some people are upset about that.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I don't understand I mean, it seems like that would be an okay decision for this game.
Plus there's a lot of interesting things you could do because the theme is cyberpunk, and I know it has to do a lot about like in that universe you can modify your body and you can become what they call transhuman if you replace your arms, replace your whatever. Well, what if you replace your eye and you have a cool heads-up display? Like that's a good reason to force first person.
Yeah,
that's exactly why the developer actually commented on that and said that the first person is essential to the experience of the game.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense to me.
Yeah. We then went on to there was a trailer for a skateboarding game, and I think the whole world thought it was going to be another skate game,
right.
Skate 4.
Yeah.
It was not. This is a new IP called Session.
I mean, it looks to be like like the spirit of Skate is living on through this new IP. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like too.
Then I was again excited for this. No gameplay, but a very short trailer for a Battletoads remake or sequel, something coming next year.
That sounds awesome.
It's got co-op and it's got the Battletoads, so I'm in for that.
Sold.
Then we closed the conference with something I know you were excited about, Leo. We got to see a look at Jump Force.
Oh yeah.
Which is a shonen anime crossover by Namco Bandai.
Literally, my notes for this whole conference just say, Jump Force! That's all.
So tell me why you're excited about Jump Force.
Why not, man? Like, it has... Okay, take your favorite anime hero from various animes. I don't even know if that's a plural way of saying anime. I guess it'll just be anime. And then mash them together in a fighting game. Similar to, I would say, like Smash Brothers, right? But with this like crazy cool graphical fighting 3D thing going on, and they've got all these different characters from all these different. Dude, I am so hyped for this game. It's unreal.
My big question is, why are they all in New York City?
Well, it's part of this. It looks like what they're. So I saw an interview with the creator of the game later, and he said how his whole idea of the game was when he was young, living in the city, he would think about different characters from his different favorite shows, and he would think, what how cool would it be if they were like outside my window, like in the city, and like who would win that fight, So
just brawling it out.
Yeah, so they're trying to like pull them out of their universes and put them into like a realistic world first of all, and then they're trying to say like who would win, like Frieza or the Death Note kid,
I love your plurals, animes and universes.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know my plurals.
All right, what did we think of the Microsoft conference as a whole?
There was a lot.
There was a lot of games in there.
Yeah.
I actually left some out just because we're going to talk about them later. There was some there was some overlap between games that got shown in multiple conferences. So we'll get to, because Kingdom Hearts 3 was shown, Fallout 76 was shown. We'll get to those later.
Yeah. And I think I guess overall, just from the experience of watching that day, I'd give it a B.
I'm also going to give it a B. I loved just game after game after game after game. There was nothing that totally blew me away. I was really excited for Sekiro and Cyberpunk 2077, but, you know, nothing earth-shattering, but still very solid. I'd give that a B.
Yeah, I'd give them a B as well. I'd probably give them an A for an effort because they seem to have really brought the heat to the table this year.
Yeah, it was a good conference. Very good conference. Then later that night, we had Bethesda.
Oh, yeah.
And we opened with a...
Yes.
We opened with an Andrew WK concert, which Andrew WK is cool. But my favorite thing about the concert was they would show Andrew WK, then they would like cross cut to the crowd, and just the mass look of confusion and like what is going on in the crowd on all of their faces was just so delicious. Nobody knew how to handle Andrew WK.
I mean, you saw like a few people kind of like nodding and clapping, which I imagine Andrew WK is used to a lot more than that at his shows.
Right.
It was hilarious.
But then there was like people on their phones. There was people just looking confused and bewildered. Like it was great.
Yeah, it was.
I just like the neutral looks of people just looking at him like
blank face.
Whatever. Those are the best.
We got to see a long look at Rage 2. What'd you guys think?
I don't really know what to
I did not see that game coming.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, yeah, I don't know what to think. I mean, if you got any thoughts, I don't know.
Yeah, from a first-person shooter perspective, the gunplay looks pretty good. Like all the guns look like they handle really fun, and the theme looks interesting. So I'm a little more excited than I thought I would be for that game.
Yeah, Rage 2. So then we got a cinematic trailer for a follow-up to Doom 2016. This is Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this, but there was no gameplay shown, so, you know, moderately excited. I mean, I know what I'm getting. It's going to be a Doom game, but it would have been nice to at least see some gameplay.
I hope they bring in more enemy types for that game. Because I hear the original Doom series has, like, way more than what Doom 2016 gave. And so I hope they up the budget, up everything for this version of Doom.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I really liked what I played of Doom 2016. I think that's something that they went over. They were saying they added more aliens, more demons. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Doom fans. Well, wait a minute. They're from Mars, right? So they're aliens.
They're demons from Mars.
Yeah, they're technically aliens.
They're demons from Mars, so they're aliens. They're alien demons.
They're Martian demons, right?
Yes, I'm not...
And it takes place on Earth, so...
Okay, all right. Cool. So I'm not technically wrong, I think.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein Youngblood. So we're getting a game about... The next Wolfenstein will be about BJ's twin daughters.
Ooh.
Yep.
It's a co-op game.
Yeah. That sounds interesting to me. I've not played any of the Wolfenstein remakes, but looks interesting.
Sure.
Then we had probably one of my favorite jokes that is also not a joke. We saw Fallout Very Special Edition with Keegan Michael Key from Key and Peele.
You mean Skyrim Very Special Edition?
What did I say? Fallout Very Special Edition.
Yeah, close. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm dumb. That's not what it is. It's Skyrim Very Special Edition.
Yes.
I liked that Bethesda is very aware of their tendency to remake and re-release Skyrim on every different platform. So yes, it was sort of a parody of themselves. They're going to port Skyrim. I'm going to sneeze, so you can take over.
They're porting Skyrim to... You know, you can mute your...
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Anyway, I'm back. So they're porting Skyrim now to Amazon Alexa, which is not a joke.
No, it's a real thing.
This is an actual thing you can get for your Alexa.
Yeah.
Leo, did you get this? You have an Alexa, right? Did you get this?
I haven't gotten it yet, but I just realized it's a real thing like yesterday. I'm going to try it out.
Yeah, so apparently you can... It's like so the game talks to you. I would advise, if you did not see this, to just go watch the trailer of it. It's very humorous and also a real thing that you can actually play.
Indeed.
We're getting a port of the mobile game Fallout Shelter for PS4 and for Switch. I heard this game is actually really good. Did any of you guys play Fallout Shelter?
No.
Okay.
I played a little bit of it when they announced Fallout 4.
What'd you think?
It's an interesting mobile game. It's too much of a mobile game for my taste. There's the timers and everything. But
okay.
If I was a bigger Fallout fan, that game would be very appealing.
Well, speaking of Fallout, we got Fallout 76. This is a multiplayer Fallout game. I was a little bit confused on how this works because they were talking about, like, it's multiplayer, but you'll never see a server when you start the game, but also the world has, like, persistent structures that you can build in multiplayer, and you can, like, nuke each other. I wasn't sure what kind of online structure this was.
I'll tell you exactly what it sounds like.
Okay.
It's basically single player, so all of the persistent stuff is under your account, right? But other people can join your world.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then help you fight stuff or whatever. That's what it looks like to me.
I was going to say, it sounds like the game Rust, which is you were really big into for a while, yeah, right?
I played a little bit of it, yeah.
What I heard from the developers is that the idea is the game world is not supposed to be super populated like an MMO. It's supposed to be sparsely populated like a real post-apocalyptic world. So that's probably why they're instancing everything and making it not super multiplayer oriented.
Yeah, so it's just barely multiplayer.
We got Elder Scrolls Blades, which is a mobile game that is also going to be eventually ported to, I think, Switch and other consoles. But this is designed as a Elder Scrolls game you can play on your smartphone. What'd you guys think of that?
I'm not a huge fan of mobile games, and this one looks right around what I believe all mobile games to have, quality of. Just kind of like, meh.
I saw some gameplay of it. It looks kind of cool. Like, I wouldn't mind trying it.
I did hear there was also it was like developed to support VR too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
That could be cool.
So was one of the gameplay modes in Prey and in Wolfenstein. I think they also announced some VR stuff for those games.
I think I'm more interested in trying out that game in VR if it's designed for that. Like, you have to design a game for VR in order for it to be good, like good in VR. You can't. It's kind of hard to just take any game and put it in a VR space. It doesn't really translate that well. So if they designed it for VR in mind, I think that would be more interesting than playing it on my phone.
Right. Yeah, my big thing is it's not like a timer or microtransaction game where it's just soul-sucking and not fun.
Yeah, it's just like an actual game.
Then we got a short trailer for a game called Starfield, which is going to be, I guess, an RPG, like a space RPG. This looked really early in... apparently, this is still really early in production, so we probably won't see this for a little while. But cool. I mean, cool. I'll play a Bethesda space game.
I mean,
nice.
Anything Bethesda makes is going to be quality story and everything, so yeah.
And then finally, we closed with, I think, what everyone, every Bethesda fan has been waiting for, which is the announcement of Elder Scrolls 6.
And God said, let there be Elder Scrolls.
Yes. Yeah, we got a short trailer. Again, this looks like it's really early in production. No gameplay, just a trailer. But they're Elder Scrolls 6. It's a thing. It's coming.
So I saw an article about that. Apparently, Todd Howard knows the release date, but he won't tell anyone. Because apparently it's so far away that he doesn't want to disappoint fans.
Sure, yeah.
That date. Yeah. But apparently Starfield's supposed to come out before it.
So. Okay. By the way, I thought Todd Howard was great as a as a game a director who can also speak to the media and speak to an audience. He has a really great stage presence. He was my favorite host or presenter of the entire E3 media presentation lineup.
He was cursing on stage, which I think is a new thing this year from him.
Yeah, a lot of people were. There was F-bombs dropped at Bethesda. Wasn't there one in Microsoft? Or Sony, or maybe it was just all Bethesda. Bethesda had a very naughty conference. Naughty Bethesda.
A naughty conference with big, huge, ripped dudes.
Big, huge
And
jack
lots
ripped
of,
muscly dudes.
Lots of naughty things going on.
Naughty Bethesda. I'm gonna give Naughty Bethesda a B overall. I thought they did. I mean, for a publisher that's just showing their own games, I thought they did a great job.
I'm going to land on a solid A for Andrew WK.
Oh, okay, nice.
Wow.
I mean, I was really, honestly, I was just really, really entertained by that. That was a major.
Yeah, you got an Andrew WK concert. Yeah.
I'm gonna give them a B+. I think they were very self-aware this time around, and they
Oh,
tried
yeah.
to hit all the right spots.
Yes, yeah. They were making jokes about their games leaking early. They were making jokes about themselves porting Skyrim to everything. They made jokes about their games being buggy. It was very self-aware.
They announced, at least they announced next Elder Scrolls, even if they had nothing to show. So that's good.
Later that night, we had the Devolver Digital conference, which they are like a small indie publisher. They last year released a kind of a short video that was like a mock conference that was just making fun of E3 as a whole and making fun of just the corporate game culture, I guess, as a whole. They had a follow-up to their, whatever you call it, joke conference, but it also wasn't a joke conference because they showed some real Devolver Digital games. But this year they made fun of loot boxes and the NES Classic, among other things. Did you guys get to watch that?
I didn't. I missed this Devolver one. I've seen some videos of the previous stuff, so I am excited to watch the footage of that, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, it's very weird, and it's weird and good, and ends in a very strange RoboCop reference. So
interesting.
It's
All right.
yeah, Devolver Digital, weird and good. I don't know. Since I was the only one who watched it, I don't know. Whatever. I'll give it a B for it being funny. It made me laugh. I laughed more at that conference than any other ones.
Nice.
We're on Monday now. Monday afternoon, we had. Are you clipping your nails?
Oh, sorry. I'm playing with the clip.
What the hell? There's a mute button, guys. There's a mute button.
I didn't realize that's getting picked up.
Yeah, your super sensitive mic picks up everything.
My bad.
I mean, you know how often I use the mute button? Like, I'm just shitting and sneezing off the mic constantly. Just farts. It's all sorts of shit going on.
That's too much information for me.
But that's what the mute button's for.
Monday afternoon, we had Square Enix. We saw a lot of trailers we had already seen at other conferences. We saw Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which was at Microsoft's conference already, but we saw it again in Square's. What'd you guys think of Shadow of the Tomb Raider? Okay, good. Then we saw the Final Fantasy XIV's getting a patch. Looks like they're getting some crossover content with Monster Hunter.
Great game.
We then saw another game that was shown at Microsoft's conference earlier. We saw Captain Spirit, which is from Don't Nod and takes place in the same world as in the same universe as Life is Strange. It's going to be a game called Captain Spirit. Looks cool. We had already seen that though. We got Dragon Quest XI coming.
Cool.
You guys Dragon Quest fans?
Nah.
Okay. Then we saw Babylon's Fall. I had no. It just looked like a video game to me.
Yes.
I had no.
There's what is it? I don't know.
What is this called? Babylon's Fall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like a bunch of scenes of stuff that's in like games. Like, I don't know.
Next thing we saw, we've known this game is coming for a while. That's Octopath Traveler coming for Switch next month. I am incredibly excited about that game. I played the demo a little bit, actually, before we started recording.
Oh.
The game looks good. Just Cause 4. Cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Just Cause 4.
Are you?
My notes on this just say cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Did you guys play any of the Just Cause games?
No.
I did not. Tell me about your experience with Just Cause. Are you feeling Just Cause 4, John?
Yeah. The second game is where it's at because the grappling hook is not just a normal grappling hook. You can attach two objects together and you have crazy physics insanity going on.
Well, that's the same way in the third game, right?
Yeah, it's the same way in the third game, and that third game really kicks up at another level, but they kind of neglected some of the grappling hook stuff. And so I think 4 is a good opportunity to combine the grandness of 3 and the crazy wackiness of 2. So we'll see.
The next trailer, I don't even know what this was. It was a bunch of live action guys in a back alley, and there was no gameplay, and I don't know what this game is. It's just called The Quiet Man.
Yeah, this game looks like it's from like a game jam or something. Like,
I don't know what it is. It was just a bunch of live action people in a back alley. My notes on this just say question mark, question mark, question mark. Weird live action trailer. That was weird. And then they closed their conference with another look at Kingdom Hearts 3. Again, we had already seen this in the Microsoft conference, but we got another look at Kingdom Hearts 3. Really weird audio mixing on this trailer. It's just music and voices.
Yeah.
A lot of people have commented on this, but there's no sound effects in the trailer, even though they show some battles. So you just get like weird. I don't know. The audio is very strange in that trailer.
Well, that's a design decision that they've come to for the new version of this game is going to be strictly voices and no sound.
Music.
Yeah. It's an interesting.
Very artsy. That's very bold. Yeah. No sound effects. Very bold. Very bold.
Yes.
We got to see our first look at Frozen, the Frozen world with Frozen characters, Disney's Frozen.
Right.
And we got a glimpse of my favorite part about the Kingdom Hearts games, which is the gummy ships, building the gummy ships and shooting stuff. That I love the gummy ship mini game in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
All right, that was the very strange Square Enix conference. What do you guys think about this?
Oh man, it was rough, dude. It was
a little bit rough.
It was like barely watchable. Most of their stuff was already talked about previously.
Yes.
Everything else that wasn't was just not that exciting. And I'm gonna have to give them like a big fat F.
Yeah, I'm gonna pile an F on top of your F because
FF like Final Fantasy.
Oh, there you go. We're giving him a double F. Yeah, I don't even know what the point of this conference was. Most of this, and I'm not exaggerating, most of this was trailers we had already seen before or games we already knew were coming. And what wasn't trailers we had already seen before was incomprehensible stuff like The Quiet Man or just that very generic looking Babylon's Fall. Yeah. I thought this conference was a waste of time. I'm giving this an F.
Yeah. John?
I'd probably give it a C.
What?
Okay. What impressed you? What impressed you about this conference?
I'm excited for Just Cause 4, and Babylon Falling is made by Platinum Games, so I'm excited for that as well.
Oh, is that a Platinum game? Okay, I missed that somehow. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, and I mean, Tomb Raider, I'm not super excited for, and like you mentioned, The Quiet Man is really obscure. So I don't give them higher than that because I don't think they're really taking risks on new IPs.
I think you're not taking into account the major negative score, which is the reason their grade is so bad for me as well. Zero, null, nada news about Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep.
I mean,
that was announced. Yeah. That was announced 3 years ago now, and we've got no news on that. Yeah, no news is bad news in this case.
I will change my rating to a C-.
Thank you, John.
Okay. Well, I didn't realize that Babylon's Fall was a Platinum game, so I'll give him an F+.
Yay!
All right. Moving on to Ubisoft.
Get to Ubisoft. Okay, never mind.
Ubisoft, they opened with a very strange and bizarre dance number announcing Just Dance 2019.
Which is also just a very bizarre game in general, so that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was very strange. We got another look at Beyond Good and Evil 2. We got another long cinematic trailer, and there's a little bit of gameplay for that game floating around now. I think it's in pre-alpha or something like that. I'm interested. Looks cool. If what they're talking about, being in space, flying around, coming into the planet's atmosphere, landing, no loading zones, all seamless, like that's really cool if it works the way they say it does.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege updates, and my notes just say esports! ! Did any of those updates look cool to you guys, Rainbow Six Siege players?
Yeah, Operation Parabellum looks good. They added a few new operators and they added some much needed new maps to the game. And I think it's going to rejuvenate some of that game.
I mean, yeah, and any good news about Rainbow Six Siege is good news because, I mean, that game is great, and anything they do with it is going to be good.
We got to look at Trials Rising. That's always a game that I've been sort of interested in trying, but I have not thus far. It's like a motorcycle physics game with like emphasis on crashing and just like how the physics go crazy when your guy crashes into stuff. Looks cool. Got another Trials game. The Division 2. What'd you guys think about that? Did you guys play the first Division?
I tried it. I'm not a major fan. It's kind of like the Destiny of the Ubisoft world.
I liked. I put some serious time in the Division 1. I didn't get to the end game stuff, which is where a lot of people have disappointment with that game. I'm hoping that there's more to the base game this time around. Maybe more weapon types or more skills. So we'll see.
We got my favorite part of the Ubisoft conference. We got a concert from Grant Kirkhope. Very short conference where he played some music from the upcoming Mario Cross Rabbids Donkey Kong expansion. Boy, that's a weird 3 crossovers right there. Mario, Rabbids, and Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's odd.
But it's happening. I finished that game earlier this year. I really liked it, actually. It's a very good tactical strategy game. They're getting more content for that. Looks like a lot of Donkey Kong stuff, I guess. Concert was good. Grant Kirkhope was awesome. Skull and Bones, naval combat game. There's been a lot of talk about this game. What did you guys think?
Looks cool. I'm a big fan of like naval combat. Like, there's been a couple indie games that came out in recent like year or two, and I think they're probably jumping on that hype train a little bit to develop something, at AAA value. It should be really, really fun.
I'm hoping it's going to be a better version of Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, basically.
John doesn't like Sea of Thieves.
No.
We got a Transference trailer. This was another weird live action thing. And Elijah Wood got out and started talking about it. And apparently his teleprompter broke while he was trying to talk, and he couldn't figure out his lines or something. It was very strange.
Awkward.
Yes, it was a little bit awkward. But yeah, Transference, I don't totally get what this is. It has something to do with entering people's memories or rewinding time or something weird like that. It was interesting. I didn't totally get what this game was, but I was interested.
I have high hopes. We'll see.
We got a Toys to Life game. Looks like in the similar line of what's the Skylanders or something like that. It's called Starlink, and they have a crossover with Star Fox with Fox McCloud. You can get a little Fox McCloud toy and import Fox into your Starlink game. Cool. I have no interest in this personally, but cool.
Yeah.
There's an update for Honor. Cool.
Cool.
The Crew 2. Cool.
Cool.
And another Assassin's Creed game, which I don't think surprised anyone. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This one's going to be in Greece. Cool.
I like the theme. I dislike how similar it is to the last game.
It's basically an exact copy, just a different location or whatever. Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a C, just because I can't give. There was nothing here that really impressed me, but I can't give anything involving a Grant Kirkhope concert anything lower than a C. So C for Ubisoft.
I will land on C-. I was generally pretty bored.
I'm gonna give him a D+.
All right.
All right. Then we had the PC conference. I think I'm just gonna skip this. There was basically no major news out of this. A lot of this were smaller games, which is cool. I'm glad the smaller games, smaller developers get some time in the spotlight here.
Yeah, that's important.
But no earth-shattering news came out of the PC Games conference. That night was the Sony conference.
Oh yeah.
My notes say, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So we opened with a 7-minute long banjo concert in a weird church tent.
It was amazing.
It was weird. It was real weird. That
What,
eventually.
you guys don't like banjo?
Well, I was expecting video games, and I got a banjo concert. What?
Playing a really, he was playing like a really cool, like, you know, kind of creepy, and you know, and like just I don't know, like a serene sort of like tune on the banjo, which is kind of weird.
I would have no problem with this if it lasted under 60 seconds, or if they told people ahead of time, like, hey, while you're waiting for the concert, or for the conference to start, we're going to have this guy play the banjo. But this was right at the beginning of the conference, and it was just banjo for 8 minutes.
They made a statement.
It was a statement. It was definitely a statement, all right. You had a crowd of people in there hungry for PlayStation video games, and instead we got a banjo concert. I thought it was very strange. That eventually led into the announcement of The Last of Us 2.
Oh, yeah.
Leo is very excited about this, so I'm going to let Leo take this one.
Hold on. It didn't just lead into it, okay? It wasn't like fade to black and let's see Last of Us 2. It was a transition from the church tent and the colors and the background of the tent around the guy playing the banjo ended up being the first scene of the cinematic that we watched. So it was like
that was cool.
That was so cool. It was like
that was very
breaking
cool.
the fourth wall, and suddenly you were there. And then you're watching two chicks like dancing and then like kissing and stuff. Come on, can't get better than that. No,
there you go.
But then, we got to see a little bit of sort of, I guess, like I don't know if some people think it's a flashback scene where Ellie is hanging out with some other survivors, and then we get like a more present, I guess, scene where it's all very scripted. You can tell it's not going to be actual gameplay, but it gives you an idea of what the game, you know, what they're going to go for. Let me tell you, the level of gore in The Last of Us 2 gameplay trailer was
yeah, no kidding.
Something.
Yeah, that was the correct sound for the level of gore.
But overall, The Last of Us, usually just a fantastic story and stuff, so I'm really excited about this one.
I do want to say I saw a bit of the gameplay, and some of the animation and like level of detail is really good. Like, just like, who's the girl character? You said Ellie?
Ellie, yeah.
Ellie, yeah. I mean, like, the scene I saw was like she's under the car, and like there's this guy's coming to like get her, and like they bend over and you know they shot the guy in the head, and it takes a few seconds for the like for it to connect and for the body to fall down, and then just like her swinging her weapon and like just the stance of everyone, like the detail is just insane. Like I'm really excited to try it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that sort of stuff in the first trailer for the first Last of Us game and being impressed with how fluid the animations were. I never ended up playing that game, though. Leo, was that the experience of that game where the animation's that fluid?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
If there's any studio that can do it, it's Naughty Dog.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the animations are very fluid. I think the gameplay is a little bit, the pacing of the gameplay is not such that sort of thing ends up being too big of a factor. It's kind of, it comes in waves of action, I guess, and it has a lot of stealth and everything in there. So, yeah, I mean, I'd say that the animation fluidity was really good, but it's not like a super action-packed game where you're going to see a lot of impressive animation stuff going on. But overall, the story is really fantastic. Multiplayer, for the record, is one of the best I've ever played, and I mean, yeah, you should really play that game, for real.
All right. We got some news about Destiny 2. There's another expansion coming for Destiny 2. Cool. Then we saw Ghosts of Tsushima.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you think, Leo? This again, Samurai. I thought of you,
okay,
Leo.
So I know you thought of me, but everything I've seen from this game so far was that it's called like the Ghost because he kind of goes rogue and starts like assassinating people, and it seemed like from what I'd seen in the images of the game, he took on this other attire and everything that made it look like he's going some sort of awesome ninja with cool powers and stuff. I'm not into that, so I didn't really expect a lot from this trailer. But then they showed where this guy is like grounded in reality. He's just a dude with a sword, happens to be very good, and he's still like in a samurai attire. He's not doing this weird sort of ninja thing. So I don't know if this is like earlier in the game before it leads into some other stuff where he gets like some cool, crazy abilities, which I'm not as much into that as I am into the stuff grounded in more like realistic sword fighting, which we saw in this trailer. So the trailer hyped me up quite a bit for this game.
We also had another weird concert with a Japanese dude playing a woodwind instrument for what seemed like an eternity to me. I mean,
it's playing the flute.
Okay, a Japanese flute of some sort. I mean, I don't want to just poop all over like, oh, Sony's trying to try something different and new. But at the same time, this is a video games conference. I want to see video games, and these musical interludes went on for way too long, in my opinion. So then we saw Control. This is the game by Remedy Games, same people that did Quantum Break. This trailer looked really, really weird and trippy and interesting. We didn't see any gameplay, but the trailer definitely caught my interest. I'll monitor this one, see if it ends up being cool.
Tell me if I'm wrong. It reminded me so much of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, definitely.
Like how things were just kind of like upside down, but still, like she was standing right side up and stuff. It was weird.
Yeah. Looked cool. The next one, this has been rumored for a while, but it was still surprising. We got footage from a Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this looks to be running on the Resident Evil 7 engine, it looks like, but they have remade the world of the apocalyptic Raccoon City from Resident Evil 2 in the Resident Evil 7 engine. Looks nice, looks cool. There's a lot of cool stuff that they're doing with lighting and zombies. Gameplay of this looks great.
Looks terrifying.
Looks terrifying. Looks really cool. That's exciting. If it's as good as the RE1 remake, which I think the RE1 remake is... takes Resident Evil 1 and just elevates that. Even I think the remake is so far better than the original for Resident Evil 1. I think the remake is amazing. So hopefully the Resident Evil 2 remake will be as good. I'm not sure if this is a typo or not. My next one says Trover Saves the Universe. Was his name Trover or Trevor? This is a game by Justin Roiland of Rick and Morty. He is a Rick and Morty co-creators.
I didn't even remember what you were talking about for a second, but now I remember. Yeah, I don't remember what his name was.
It's probably Trover. Trover Saves the Universe. It looks like I don't know. If you like the Rick and Morty cartoons, you will probably like this video game.
Yeah, it was basically that.
Then we got yet another trailer for Death Stranding.
I need your input on this, guys.
I don't know. I can't add anything. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this game is.
Oh, wait. Before you guys go, can I tell you what I wrote down?
Yes.
I finally realized what Death Stranding is.
Tell me.
Watch the footage and tell me if it's not a post-apocalyptic Amazon delivery simulator where the delivery guy is on acid.
Yeah, I'd buy that. I'd buy that because I don't know what this game is. I don't.
He's just walking around delivering stuff, and he's got like weird stuff going on in his head only. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm interested. It's Hideo Kojima. It's Guillermo del Toro. It's Norman Reedus. It's Mads Mikkelsen. It's got a lot of big names attached to this project.
Oh yeah.
I'm scared for this game because I want it to do well, and I know Hideo Kojima makes really amazing games, but I have no idea what's going on.
I don't either. I think nobody knows what this game is, but I think it's captured everyone's interest. As cool as this trailer looks, I'm gonna cut Hideo Kojima off from making trailers. This is like the fourth, maybe fifth different trailer we have seen from this game now, and still no one knows what this game is. I'm gonna cut Kojima off from making trailers. He's not allowed to make any more trailers. No more trailers.
No more trailers.
Just finish the game, get it out. We want to know what this game is. You've got everyone interested already. We know.
It's not even that we don't know what the game is. I feel like I have more questions now than I ever did before.
Oh, I think that's exactly what he wants.
Yeah, every trailer that comes out just gives us more questions.
Yeah,
and no answers. It's insane.
Yeah, I've had enough of trailer. Especially the thing that I was disappointed by this was another trailer without a release date. Let's go, Kojima. Finish up this game. No more trailers.
You know what I bet, though? Even when the game is released, you're going to be playing the game for hours and still not know what the hell is going on.
You'll have finished the game and still not understand what happened. Neo 2, it's a game. It's coming.
Yeah. Sweet.
We then closed the conference with... Leo, I know you're excited about this one.
Oh, yeah?
Marvel's Spider-Man.
Oh, game of the year. I'm telling you.
It looks really good.
Tell me why you're excited about this, Leo, because to me this looks like Spider-Man Arkham City.
Okay, well, okay, I know, okay. I know that, okay. I know that you're a big fan of Arkham City and stuff, but can I tell you that Arkham City's fighting mechanics originated from, they added on to the fighting mechanics that already existed in Spider-Man 2 for the PS2. Sort of.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
They're close enough where you can kind of make a resemblance. I wouldn't say that they're identical and like that, but you can tell
specifically the Spidey sense. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
You can tell that they basically took that concept and evolved it. So when I say that the last great Spider-Man game was that PS2 game, in my opinion, trust me, when this has been a long time coming, and most fans of that game really love just kind of traversing the city, being able to just swing, through the city really fast and having the open world freedom and stuff. And we haven't had one of those in a very long time, so I'm so excited.
All right. So, Leo, what'd you think of Sony, the whole conference?
Man, Sony was by far my favorite conference. I'm going to give them a solid A+.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
I'm going to give them a C. Nothing earth-shattering. There's a couple games I'm interested in. God, those weird musical interludes.
See, that's the thing is I liked the musical interludes, and I loved 3 of the games were high on my list. So.
And also halfway in the middle of the conference, it was just a cutaway to 2 announcers and the Sony guy just talking at a desk for 10 minutes. It was just paced very strangely. And the trailers, boy, those trailers were long. Those were 15-minute trailers / gameplay features. So if you weren't into one of those games, you were just twiddling your thumbs for 15 minutes. Anyway. C from me.
I'll give them a B. Mostly because they're taking a lot of risk here. Everything they seem to have shown is a new IP, except for maybe The Last of Us 2 or some few exceptions.
Resident Evil, and Neo, and Destiny,
and well, and also because they still
and technically Spider-Man.
Yes. But still, I think they still have the lead on exclusives as well, which is not necessarily a major concern to me, but it is a selling point.
The final conference of E3 2018 was Nintendo. This is the one I was looking forward to the most. They opened with Daemon X Machina. This is a mech combat game. John, you expressed some interest in this when you saw it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that game looks really different. What really grasps me is the art style, the cell shaded look, but kind of way more clean and less obnoxious. It's like a cell shaded game, and then as well as the crazy cool explosive mech combat. I wasn't really expecting that game at all. I'm glad they opened with it.
Then we saw a game I'm really excited about. I was talking about how this franchise is kind of stagnated, and it would be great to see a return to form for this franchise. We saw Super Mario Party.
Yeah.
Which looks to be exactly what I was describing. The gameplay looks way more like the older Mario Parties. You're actually going around on the board. You got items. You're doing mini games every round. The mini games look really solid. I am excited about Super Mario Party.
I'm very excited for that game.
Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 expansion. I did not play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but it's getting an expansion.
Woo.
Fire Emblem Three Houses. They announced this game last year, and this is the first we've seen of it. Looks interesting. So in previous Fire Emblem games, you just have your units on a map, and units fight other units. In this one, when a unit fights another unit, it zooms in, and there's these big clashes between multiple armies. So it's kind of implied that each unit has their own small army fighting with it. Looks cool. They've done.
It looks like they embellished on their. They have the Fire Emblem Warriors game on the Switch. You know, it's kind of like Dynasty Warriors.
Yep.
Where it has that whole army battle sort of system. Mm-hmm. So it just seems like they kind of meshed that into a proper Fire Emblem strategy game.
Yeah, some media types were talking about. There's a lot of gameplay changes with this one too. Looks cool. I like the Fire Emblem games. I will almost certainly be playing this.
Me too.
One of my favorite indie games is getting a sequel, Overcooked 2. Did you guys play Overcooked?
I've always wanted to play. I've not played it yet.
It's so good. It'll make you hate all your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love and hate that game for that exact reason.
You will almost inevitably end up screaming at one or all of the other people playing with you. It's a game that requires an intense amount of coordination and communication, and if you're not on the same page, things can get ugly.
My problem is I don't have friends, so...
Oh, you can play Overcooked with me, Leo. We can scream at each other.
You can't play with me, though.
Oh, we got an announcement of Hollow Knight on Switch, which is playable immediately, which I downloaded it that very night, and I've been playing some Hollow Knight, and let me tell you guys, it's good. It's been on it's been out on PC for a while, but it made its Switch debut. That game's very good. We also got another short look. Yep.
I was going to say I like how much the Switch is including indie games and stuff in their list of games you can download and everything.
Yeah.
Big fan.
We that is nice. We got to look at Killer Queen Black, which is apparently I didn't know what this was. I did a little research. Apparently, this is a really popular Japanese arcade game. Announcement: Dragon Ball FighterZ coming to Switch.
Sweet.
I might be picking this game up again on Switch.
I might too.
I liked the PC version. I have not been playing it as much as some other fighting games, namely Street Fighter and Tekken, but it might get a second life for me on Switch. Also available immediately is Fortnite. Did you guys get Fortnite on Switch?
No.
Okay. I downloaded it.
Did you play it?
No.
Okay. All right. And finally, the game that I think everyone had been waiting for.
Oh, yeah.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah. The big news about this game is that everyone is in it. And by
wait. Who?
Everyone.
No.
And by everyone, I mean every single character in every previous iteration of Smash. That's all your Smash 64 characters, all your Melee characters, all your Brawl characters, all your Smash 4 characters, even including all the DLC characters. They're all in Smash Ultimate, along with Inklings and Ridley and Daisy are making their Smash debuts. We got to see some tournament play of this game. So, a little bit of background. I, for a brief period, was pretty involved, I would say, in the competitive Smash community.
That's saying it lightly.
I played a lot of Melee and a Brawl mod called Project M. I played a lot of that competitively. So I really like the older style, I guess, of Smash, the fast-paced, combo-heavy Smash. This looked a lot faster than Smash 4. I saw some combos going off. There's some new gameplay mechanics. We got directional air dodging back. We got a new type of perfect shielding. We got some new mechanics. This game was going fast. I noticed
limited recovery.
Yes, I noticed some people weren't just recovering for free, unlike Smash 4. This game was going quick. They were playing with either 3 stocks or 4 stocks. And the game was not taking 37 minutes. These games were getting done fast. This was all good news to me. I am pretty stoked about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What about you guys?
So James also took me on his adventure of Smash when I met him in college, and I ended up getting into it pretty heavily as well. And one of the things about the previous Smash games that were very competitive was the aspects of kind of technicality and learning the technical aspects that were really flaws in the game that ended up giving you advantages like wave dashing and all that stuff. And with the directional air dodging, that one's really interesting to me because that's kind of what started the wave dash.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm wondering, did they add it back?
So it has been confirmed that wave dashing is not in the game. Well, it wasn't in the E3 build. There was wave landing, but a lot of players were saying they're skeptical of some of the limited utility of the wave landing because there's a lot of end lag on it. So honestly, is this game going to be the second coming of Melee? Is it going to be another Project M? Yeah, probably not. But this game looks a lot better, more appealing to me from a competitive standpoint than Smash 4. So I'm on board.
And even saying that, Smash 4 has a decent following.
No, I don't mean to imply that Smash 4 is not like a big competitive game. It is. It just does not appeal to me personally. I like the fast-paced, combo-heavy gameplay of Melee as opposed to the little more methodical and defensive play that you see in Smash 4. Yeah. This looks a little more offense heavy and definitely a lot faster. And the character recoveries have been toned down a little bit. I think this is all good news for Super Smash Brothers. I'm stoked. The roster is bonkers. I can't believe how big the roster is.
Yeah, I'm excited for that most of all. I mean, I did get into some of the competitive stuff, but now that there's so many characters to try out and learn the new sets for.
And the most important part is it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch, which is really a high quality console with good internet play. We're hoping.
I sure hope. I'm gonna give Nintendo a B. I am super stoked about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I thought the other games looked great. I was a little saddened about no news on Metroid Prime 4, so I'm taking some points off for that. And no news on the Yoshi game, no news on Virtual Console, no news on their online service, no news on a Mother 3 port. Come on, Nintendo. So taking some points off from things that I would have liked to have seen, but were not there. But other than that, it was very solid. I'll give them a B.
I'll land on a B as well. It was, they could have done more with the conference, but I was happy to see a couple of things, namely Smash and Mario Party, and a couple of the ones like Fire Emblem. So, just a fair B.
I'm gonna give him an A minus. As a recent Switch owner, I'm very pleased to see all the new games, and I don't think there was any game where I'd be like, no, I don't really want to play that. So.
We are running real long on this episode, so we're gonna go into our top fives, and let's try to keep this brief.
Whoa, are we actually doing top 5?
Yeah, the top 5 games from E3 2018 that we are excited for. I'm just gonna go real quick.
You start. Yeah, we'll just why don't we just have everyone do their whole top 5?
A top 5 from top 5, and I'm just gonna give one sentence. My number 5 is Super Mario Party. Looks great, return to form. Hopefully it is as good as the trailers are. Number 4 is Cyberpunk 2077. I have recently taken an interest in the Cyberpunk aesthetic. Hopefully that game is great. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is my number 3. I love Dark Souls, and I hope From Software puts out another great game like Dark Souls. My number 2 is a little bit cheating. It's a game we've known about for a long time, but nonetheless, it was featured at E3 2018. That is Octopath Traveler. It's coming out next month. It is a Square RPG, and talking about games that look like a return to form. I hope this game is good as I think it is. My number 1 is, of course, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What can I say? That roster is enormous. It is like Sakurai said, this is the biggest fighting game crossover in the history of fighting games. We got
literally,
we got Mario, we got Mega Man, we got Snake, we got Sonic, we've got every single Bayonetta, Ryu, Cloud. It's gonna be bonkers. Coming out December, end of the year. I'm stoked. What about your guys' top 5?
My number 5 will go to Jump Force. Looks awesome. Unique play and anime. Number 4 will go to The Last of Us 2 because that story is going to be fantastic and I know it. Plus chicks kissing. Number 3 will go to Ghost of Tsushima because samurai, of course, and I mean realistic.
Then
combat.
why aren't you excited about Sekiro?
It doesn't look as grounded in realism. You know what I'm saying?
It's not.
Yeah.
He's got a grappling hook arm.
And I mean, Ghost of Tsushima might come out, and I might decide it's a little too, fantastic, fantasy, in the realm of fantasy. So I might not like it on release, but so far, number 3 on excitement level. Number 2 will go to Smash Bros. Ultimate, high on the list because Smash Brothers and awesome. But number 1 will go to the Spider-Man. Because I'm telling you, that game will be game of the year.
It's got to go up against Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, Leo.
I mean, Smash Bros. Ultimate will be a big contender. Don't get me wrong, but a lot, with Game of the Year, a lot more goes into like the whole package of the story and everything too.
All right.
So even though we might
revisit our show at the end of the year, we'll have a big deliberation about our favorite games. John, you got that top 5 ready to go?
It's my rough top 5, but let's start with 5. Spider-Man. Leo mentioned it. Looks exciting. I'm hoping it's a Spider-Man 2, but better. Number 4, Death Stranding. I'm really hopeful that game will appeal to me, but we'll see. Number 3, Anthem. So Anthem nice. Looks good.
Okay.
Looks good. The gameplay looks good. I'm excited for it.
All right.
2, Smash Bros. Not much to say about that. And
what's more exciting than Smash Brothers? What's your number 1?
Cyberpunk 27.
Oh,
27.
Okay. That's fair.
27.
That's
It's 27 years old.
Cyberpunk 27.
I think CD Projekt Red has a way of hyping up their games, and I think they tried to not do that this time around. I heard they had a fan letter about the release after E3, but basically, I think with the Witcher games being so good, and then the theme of Cyberpunk looking really good, and then the fact that it's just a different take on a different gameplay system, I'm really hyped for it.
Cool.
So let's go into endorsements. I am going to endorse a video game on our video game podcast.
Look at you.
Yeah, I'm going to endorse something we saw at E3 2018. We saw it in Nintendo's conference. We saw the release of Hollow Knight on Switch. Guys, this game is good.
Yeah.
It is a 2D Metroidvania that appears to have been heavily influenced by Dark Souls. So a lot of games that have taken influence from Dark Souls have taken, either the punishing difficulty or taking a lot of the combat mechanics. What Hollow Knight borrows from Dark Souls is kind of the aesthetic. So you're exploring this ruined kingdom, this once great place that has fallen into ruin, and there's kind of just mindless soldiers everywhere that are zombies or whatever. It has a very just everything is kind of melancholic and tragic and sad, but also there's the way the art style is very weird and cartoony. It kind of also has a little bit of levity in the art style. Really, really great soundtrack. Really great gameplay. I love this game. It is good. It is Hollow Knight. It is on Switch. You should play it. It is also on PC, but it is also on Switch. Hollow Knight. It's good.
My endorsement for this episode will also be a video game. Also was talked about a little bit during E3. I'm not sure. It is, my favorite game of all time.
Whoa! You're dropping the big bombs. Whoa, what is this?
And there was recently, in recent years, there was announced a new sequel that is crowdfunded to be released sometime next year, we hope. But in the meantime, I recommend that people go play Shenmue 1 and 2. That the game I'm talking about is Shenmue. And 1 and 2 have been announced to be released for Xbox, PS4, and PC. I think.
They're coming.
Yeah.
It's coming to PC.
Yeah. So, and I think they're saying, they confirmed it'll happen in 2018. They didn't say when. So when it does come out, if you can't wait, because the games are really good. I mean, they're 10 out of 10 across multiple gaming review sites. All right. So I can understand you don't want to wait. You just want to play it. I can't blame you for that. But if you do want to wait, pretty soon they're going to have HD remakes on these next-gen consoles and stuff. So highly recommend you play Shenmue 1 and 2 either now or when they get released again.
Would you recommend playing all of them back to back?
I mean, 1 and 2 definitely. I don't think you have to wait for 3 to come out and then like play them all. But you'll want to play 1 and 2 before 3 if you've never played any of them for sure. Like, it's not. I don't think it's going to be worth playing 3 if you haven't played 1 and 2.
My endorsement is going to be an anime. So,
ooh.
I don't know if you guys watch too much anime, but
I watch
for
a
the
lot of
listeners
anime
out there that do,
I don't watch enough, maybe, or maybe I watch too much. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, go ahead, John.
I've been watching a lot of Fully Cooley,
Oh, I've seen
which
that.
is
yeah.
it's great. It's a very weird show, very
Yeah.
different. I wouldn't recommend it as anyone's first anime, but with the new announcement of season 2, I decided to go back and rewatch the original series, and that anime is 17 years old. So
I bet
I
you
had a
feel
lot of
old,
this.
John.
Well, the show's has a lot of analogies to kind of puberty and coming of age. So I had a lot of heart feels and just nostalgia. So it's a good show.
All right, excellent. Fooly Cooley, Hollow Knight, and Shenmue. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for our show.
Long one.
Yeah, this was a long one. So, for the Good Games Podcast, this has been James
And Leo.
And John.
We will see you next week.
See ya.
See ya.
After we should sign off, and then we got to figure out what we're doing for next week.
All right. Yeah, we got to do that.
So, for the Good Games Podcast, this has been James
And Leo.
And John.
And we will see you. Jesus Christ, John. We will see you next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Music is playing. All right.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
What, am I not supposed to sign off with you guys?
No, you just had like
You
a
are, it
weird
took
pause.
forever.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like, this is James, this is Leo, and John.
I don't know if you guys are going to sign me off for me.
John is signing off. Goodbye, John.
You can edit it. You can edit that space out, right?
No, I'm gonna leave that space in. Actually, I'm gonna edit more space in. Just make it extra awkward.
Yes, please do.
So, for the Good Games Podcast, this has been James
And Leo.
And John.